Audi's poached a key member of Red Bull's F1 empire to be its new team principal, in a move that has a big impact on both teams. Recruiting Red Bull's long-serving sporting director Jonathan Wheatley to head up the day-to-day running of Audi's F1 team is a significant opening gambit from Mattia Binotto, the ex-Ferrari man only recently appointed by Audi himself to run the Sauber side of the show. The Wheatley news came just over a week after the announcement that Binotto would arrive as two key people left, Audi F1 team CEO Andreas Seidel and chairman of the Sauber board Oliver Hoffmann. Wheatley was announced on Binotto's first official day in his new job, and we don't think that's a coincidence. Wheatley doesn't have a huge profile outside the F1 paddock, even though he will be known to committed fans and maybe to a slightly broader audience for his infamous role in the controversial Abu Dhabi 2021 title decider, exchanging radio messages with then race director Michael Masi. Wheatley's someone who would only really be seen as a possible team principal by someone from the inside, and Binotto will be very familiar with Wheatley and what he offers from their past as rivals. Binotto himself has taken up a dual role as Chief Operating Officer and Chief Technical Officer of Sauber. He reports to Audi CEO Gernot Dollner, who is now also Sauber top dog in Hoffmann's place, and Wheatley will report to Dollner as well. It always seemed likely that Binotto would need to be supported by a dedicated team principal, and he wasted no time in getting that sorted, but we'll explain how what Audi calls a dual management team will work in a moment. It's a logical move for Wheatley, who was known to be keen to pursue team principal opportunities and had been linked with the Red Bull job when there was intense speculation about Christian Horner's future at the start of the year due to an investigation into serious allegations against him. There's no room for such career progression at Red Bull now, and Audi's a big opportunity. Plus, Audi's timeline, not fully entering as a works team until the new engine rules in 2026, means Wheatley can remain in his position at Red Bull until the end of 2024 before a period of gardening leave follows. Audi expects him to start no later than July 2025. That all fits together quite neatly and means Sauber will probably continue with its interim measure for now. Alessandro Aluni Bravi has been the official team representative this season, so either he could continue in that role for another year, or Binotto may choose to fill it in some other way. Binotto's front-footedness in getting hold of Wheatley is a good sign for Audi, as it's an example of proactivity that the team will benefit from. The organisation will now have ex-Ferrari and ex-Red Bull men in the most senior positions trackside and at base, overseeing the team and the project. There will be no excuses for failing to identify areas of weakness and how to improve them. Wheatley is something of a surprise recruitment, given it will be his first time holding this kind of role, and you might think Audi would want someone more known. But Dollner calls it a decisive step, and it's hard to disagree. Binotto and Wheatley will combine to head up the management of the team with a clear division of duties and lots of F1 experience between them. Binotto's in charge of Sauber management and technical development and will be responsible for integrating the development of the car and engine across the Sauber and Audi sides respectively. Wheatley will join as team principal and management spokesperson. That's a very Audi phrase, but it basically means he'll be the public face of the team as well as focusing on operational management. In simple terms, Binotto's in charge of making sure Audi works effectively on a technical level, and Wheatley's in charge of making sure the team extracts its potential on track. Wheatley's skill set and experience could be tailor-made for addressing some of Sauber's biggest weaknesses. He's been absolutely key to making Red Bull the razor-sharp team it is operationally, and frankly, that is the polar opposite of Sauber. On top of the various technical issues holding back Sauber's progress, there have been plenty of problems with the cars, some well known such as the pit stop problems and some less so, and operationally this team is just too lightweight. So while Wheatley deals with that, Binotto can focus on the big red flag over Audi's project right now, which is that the team it's taking 100% control of looks a bit lost in these rules. The expectations for this year were to get another step closer to the level befitting of Audi's full-on works team ahead of 2026. Sauber needed to get back more to what it was showing in 22 when it was a regular point scorer and on an upward trajectory. But it's fallen so far short of that. Sauber's the only team still without a point this season, and it's failing across the board. Okay, the gaps are pretty close, but Sauber is consistently on the wrong side of them, and that is worrying. These are tricky cars to get the best out of, and an area Sauber has consistently struggled is in terms of achieving a car that works across a wide range of corner speed profiles. We said in our last video about Audi that the management change makes you fear for technical director James Key, given he was an Andreas Seidel hire. Binotto's likely to revisit that, and in any case has to make sure the team's key positions are on the same level as Audi's new team principal in terms of experience and standards. Data is at the heart of truly understanding performance in F1 in 2024, and so protecting that data is also absolutely vital. You don't want people stealing it, and you certainly don't want people seeing it while you use it. With a single click, NordVPN will make you safer online. As well as being able to catch up on all your favourite motorsport wherever you are in the world, NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature will give you advanced protection from malware and online threats. Clicking a link, Threat Protection Pro blocks websites that are fake, malicious, or used for phishing, fraud, or scams. Annoyed by pop-ups constantly flooding your screen, Threat Protection Pro also blocks ads for a smooth browsing experience. NordVPN's Dark Web Monitor feature will also continually scan hacker hangouts and alert you immediately if your details are put up for sale online. Speed is of the essence in F1, and NordVPN won't let you down there either, so you can be on pole position when streaming your favourite shows while staying safe from online threats, censorship and surveillance. Get NordVPN on a 2-year plan plus 4 months extra at nordvpn.com/racevpn. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That's nordvpn.com/racevpn. Before we continue with the Audi narrative, we should pause to take stock of what another high-profile exit means for Red Bull. Horner acknowledged Wheatley's contribution to all of Red Bull's championship successes as team manager and then sporting director by stating it will forever be a marker in our history. Red Bull will now announce a new team structure in the coming weeks, and Horner's emphasising the strength in depth in that organisation. It is unsurprisingly spinning the positives from this, mainly that Wheatley was a long-serving team member on a high salary who had no room to progress internally, so a shame to lose him, but a good opportunity for him and a chance for the team to evolve. To be fair, there is some validity to that argument. His successor might bring something that Wheatley didn't and will be cheaper, and it makes a chain of promotions possible. A bunch of people can now find themselves in different positions, which could be a good way of keeping a lot of different people happy, adding fresh perspectives in new roles, and injecting motivation into the workforce. But that doesn't change the fact another totem of Red Bull's success is leaving. Wheatley joins technical leaders Adrian Newey, Rob Marshall and Dan Fallows in leaving the organisation over the last couple of years. That is a huge amount of experience and success to head out the door, mostly on the design side, but now in terms of team operation too. These are all individuals who were either publicly lauded for their contributions or privately were known to be very highly regarded, depending on their exact roles. We can't help but wonder what the Verstappens think of all this. No doubt Jos Verstappen will see it as proof of his early season warnings that Red Bull's falling apart, and another opportunity to twist the knife in his desire to get his son to move to Mercedes. The key question is, will it fuel Max's personal concerns that the team's losing its way? If it does, it might well be another factor that makes him reconsider his long-term Red Bull commitment. And if you're Mercedes boss Toto Wolff, you would absolutely see this as a fresh opportunity to try to lure Verstappen away, maybe even as early as 2025. Now Audi's restructured the management of its F1 project and secured a team principal, the next move will probably be to sign a second driver for 2025. Carlos Sainz was the key domino in the F1 driver market and Audi's first choice, and the fact he's chosen Williams was a big blow to the project's credibility. But Audi can't just sit around licking its wounds. While it's unclear what Binotto's view is on who should partner Nico Hülkenberg, current Sauber driver Valtteri Bottas is now the obvious option and by far and away the most suitable choice. He's now the most accomplished driver on the market, still operating at a high level, has the experience the struggling team desperately needs and offers continuity. The reason Bottas hadn't been tied down already wasn't just because it was waiting on Sainz. Seidel didn't seem keen on Bottas at all, and Bottas seemed to feel like he was being frozen out. It felt like a lot would need to happen for Bottas to renew, but a lot has happened. Sainz has gone elsewhere, Seidel's been replaced, Esteban Ocon, who was another driver in the mix, has committed to Haas, so whether Binotto is a Bottas mega fan or not, the situation's simple. Bottas is interested and Sauber's other options are limited. Audi would have to choose from drivers like Bottas's current teammate Zhou Guanyu or outgoing Haas driver Kevin Magnussen, or a rookie like Teo Pourchaire. Seidel was pursuing Liam Lawson in case the Red Bull Junior became available, but Binotto's expected to want someone more experienced. What's not entirely clear is what the timeline for any Sauber driver decision is. With a 2-week summer shutdown starting without any announcement, the situation might be temporarily frozen. There's been so much going on with the team side of things that a key part of the Audi project has barely been discussed lately, the engine, so we should have a quick catch up. The engine program is advanced and progressing well, or so Audi claims. This is the part of the narrative that Audi can control the most, and everything it's revealed so far has been quite bullish. Audi secured its first official partner for 2026 with an exclusive technical alliance with BP and Castrol for fuel and lubricants. BP will develop the new 100% sustainable fuel for Audi, which is significant for optimising V6 engine development. Audi's engine boss Adam Baker claims that there's already an impressive number of different fuel variants that have been tested to date, as it uses 3 single-cylinder test benches intensively for fuel development. A complete engine is running dynamically on the test bench, comprising the V6, electric motor, battery and control electronics. It's already covered simulated race distances, as a lot of testing time was completed with individual components last year. Soon Audi will do the same with the engine combined with the transmission. Different tracks have been simulated to test different things, like the high-speed Las Vegas circuit aiding development in overall energy management. Other tracks that have been used include Silverstone and the Red Bull Ring. What will be critical for this project is how the engine side in Germany and the team headquarters in Switzerland work together, so they aren't really different sides at all. That's always tricky when there is a significant geographical divide. Just look at how Renault has failed miserably at properly integrating its Enstone team base in the UK and Viry engine facility in France. Audi says it started a 2026 concept team at Sauber in January 2023, which has intensified now that car regulations exist for 2026, even though they're primitive and subject to change. And Audi is clearly pleased with the results so far, claiming it has achieved all the targets we set ourselves for performance and efficiency at this stage of development. If this is really going as well as Audi claims, it's up to Binotto and Wheatley to make sure that's not let down by the Sauber side being a failure.